Hi, welcome to Advanced Animation Studio. In this unit, we are going to learn about camera. I'm Ang, your instructor for this unit. By the end of this unit, you will be able to identify different types of cameras in Maya, and you will be able to explain camera attributes for animation. See you in the next video. Hi, welcome back. We shall continue with our workspace and cameras in Maya. In Maya, there is 4 panels, which is top view, front view, side view, and perspective view. Okay. There's different camera types in Maya. Maya cameras have certain advantages over real-world cameras, giving you more creative freedom. For example, because Maya cameras are not restricted by size or weight, you can move cameras to any position in your scene, even inside the smallest objects. There are 5 types of camera which are available in Maya. Camera, camera and aim, camera, aim and up, stereo camera, multi-stereo rig. There are 3 types of static and animated cameras in Maya. First of all, we can use one node or basic camera for static scene and for simple animation, as you can see in the figure. This type of camera can use for simple camera movements such as up, down, side to side, in and out, and as panning as a scene. Next is two node or use a camera and aim camera for slightly more complex animation, or such as a camera that follow the erratic path of a bird. Then we have 3 node or use a camera, aim and up camera to specify which end of the camera must face upward. This camera is best for complex animation, such as camera that travels along a looping roller coaster. Moving to the more complex camera types, we can use stereoscopic camera to create 3-dimensional renders with the illusion of a 3-dimensional depth of field. They are when rendering a stereoscopic scene, Maya takes into account all of the stereoscopic camera attributes and perform calculation to produce a parallel image that can be composited by another program. Camera rig can also be customized by using MelScript or Python scripting, or using the custom stereo rig editor. Next, we are going to talk about multi-stereo rig camera. You can also create a multi-camera rig of 2 or more stereo cameras using the multi-camera rig tool. The multi-camera rig tool has a 3-layered multi-camera rig defined by default. You can also create your own custom multi-camera rig by using this tool. You can customize the number of layers in your multi-camera rig, and you can customize the rig type for every layer. Choose between the standard stereo camera or any custom rig that you have registered. The component of cameras. In the figure, you can find 3 very important components of cameras pointing at the rhinoceros. Firstly, the camera eye. The camera eye is the camera unit itself, which travels along the motion path to which it is attached. Next, the camera view. The camera view is the focus point of the camera, where the camera is looking at any given time. Then, camera up vector. The camera up vector is the current angle of the camera at any given time in relation to the camera eye. Navigate with the camera. You can control which camera you use in the view panel to display the scene, and how you move that camera around. No matter which camera you choose, either the default perspective or orthographic cameras, or a camera rig that you have created, you are always looking at your scene through a camera in a view panel. Revolves the camera by varying the azimuth and elevation angles in the perspective view. You can also press alternate and left mouse button, hold shift to constrain the camera movement. Track the camera. Track the camera vertically and horizontally. You can press alternate middle mouse button, hold shift to constrain the camera movement. Dolly camera. Track the camera forward and backward. You can also press alternate plus right mouse button and use Control alternate left mouse button to drag a marquee around the area you want to dolly in on. Zoom to change the focal length on the camera. Zooming in is like using a telephoto lens. Zooming out is like using a wider angle lens. You can use zoom in both a perspective or orthographic view. To move in or out without changing the viewing angle, use dolly. 2D pan or zoom tool. Select this option to choose between 2D pan and 2D zoom tool. Using this tool, you can drag your mouse to interactively move your view horizontally or vertically, or zoom into and out of the scene view. Roll tool rotates the display around it or horizontal axis. Azimuth elevation. Revolve the camera about the center of interest in the perspective view. The angle of camera's sight line relative to the ground plane is also referred to as its elevation. The angle of camera sight line relative to a plane perpendicular to the ground plane is also referred to as its azimuth. Yaw pitch tool. Tilting a camera means rotating the camera up or down. Panning a camera means rotating the camera left or right. The scene in the camera's view moves in the opposite direction. The angle of rotation up or down is also referred to as pitch. The angle of rotation left or right is also referred to as yaw. Flying tools. Flying tools let you navigate your scene as if you were playing a 3D first-person perspective game. The camera flies through your scene without being constrained by any geometry. Hold Control and drag up to fly forwards and down to fly backwards. To change the camera direction, release the Control or Control key and drag the left mouse button. Tumble, track and dolly are available while the fly tool is active. Walk tool. The walk tool lets you explore your scene from a first-person perspective. You can create sets and big environments and then move through your scene using the walk tool's game-like navigation controls. Camera attributes. Camera aperture. The height and width of the camera's film gauge setting, measured in inches. The default values are 1.417 and 0.945. This setting has a direct effect on the camera's angle of view. Apart from the camera aperture, the other camera attributes are resolution gauge, shape, safe action, safe title area, camera movement, and framing of camera. Now I'm going to share with you some tricks on using cameras in Maya. The first one, more control camera tools. First, you have to go to View, then Camera Tools. Select the tool you want to edit and go to Display, UI Elements and Tool Settings. By reducing the scale attributes, that tool's movement will be finer and more precise. Second, additional camera tools. Now you go to View, Camera Tools. As you can see there are tools beyond the default tumble, tracks, dolly, and zoom. Using these additional tools, you can create cool camera angle effects. Number 3, rendering resolution. Now you don't have to worry about accidentally clipping something out when rendering. The resolution gauge represents what will be rendered. If you are rendering to vertical resolution, for example, the width 100 and the height is 400, you can go to View, Camera Setting, and Vertical. Number 4, using a model as a camera. If you have a high poly model and it's slowing down your GPU when you rotate at the scene, go to Shading, Interactive Shading. Now, when you move your camera, it will switch to wireframe view, which is easier on your GPU. When you stop moving the camera, if you go back to shaded. Take note, this only works if you are in shaded view. Okay, now we have come to the end of the unit. From this unit, I believe that you have learned about few types of cameras available in Maya. Different cameras are used for different purpose in animation, for various camera angle, for different shots or composition. Different camera animation techniques are applied in different types of animation depending on the project requirement and resources available. That's all. Thank you.